Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome. It's so wonderful to see everyone and to join together in prayer, albeit virtually. We look forward to seeing everyone in person, but for now we can gather here on our computer screens. We begin, as we always do, with the words of Hine Matov. It is wonderful to be together. If you're following along in the prayer book, page 10. Hine Matov.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
A meditation from our prayer book. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. The words of Ma Yafeh Hayom, how beautiful is this day of Shabbat.
Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom.
We turn now to the lighting of the Shabbat candles. If you have Shabbat candles there in your home, we light our Shabbat candles. And we'll join together in the words of the blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. The words of our tradition, the words of the mystics, Lecha Dodi, can be found on page 20 in your prayer books, and also I'll share it on the screen in front of you.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nikavela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nikavela. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי דודי, לך דודי לקרוא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרוא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך לך דודי דודי, לך דודי לקרוא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרוא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך לך דודי דודי, לך דודי לקרוא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרוא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
A meditation again from our prayer book. Disturb us, Adonai. Ruffle us from our complacency. Make us dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quietude which arises from a shunning of the horror, the defeat, the bitterness, and the poverty, physical and spiritual, of humans. Shock us, Adonai. Deny us to the false Shabbat, which gives us the delusion of satisfaction amid a world of war and hatred. Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears. Make us know that the border of the sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters from the winds of truth, justice, and reality. Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of apathy and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred to action. We sing and pray for peace the words of Ojavo Shalom Aleinu.
Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
Again, the words of our tradition, a song of peace, the peace of Shabbat, Shalom Aleichem, can be found on page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mimelech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeidchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
It's been another difficult week in our nation. I've turned to my books of poetry, as I often do. This poem that I'd like to share is by Maya Angelou. It's from her book of poetry, Celebrations, Rituals of Peace and Prayer. And this poem is dedicated to the hope for peace, which lies sometimes hidden in every heart. We, this people on a small and lonely planet, traveling through casual space, past aloof stars across the way of indifferent suns, to a destination where all signs tell us it is possible and imperative that we learn a brave and startling truth. And when we come to it, to the day of peacemaking, when we release our fingers from fists of hostility, when we come to it, when the curtain falls on the minstrel show of hate, and faces sooted with scorn are scrubbed clean, when battlefields and coliseum no longer rake our unique and particular sons and daughters up with the bruised and bloody grass to lay them in identical plots in foreign soil, when the rapacious storming of the churches, the screaming racket in the temples have ceased, when the pennants are waving gaily, when the banners of the world tremble stoutly in good, clean breeze, when we come to it, we let the rifles fall from our shoulders and our children can dress their dolls in flags of truce, when landmines of death have been removed and the aged can walk into evenings of peace, when religious rituals not performed by the incense of burning flesh and childhood dreams are not kicked awake by nightmares of sexual abuse. When we come to it, we will confess that not the pyramids with their stones set in mysterious perfection, nor the gardens of Babylon hanging in eternal beauty in our collective memory, not the Grand Canyon kindled into delicious color by Western sunsets, nor the Danube flowing its blue soul into Europe, not the sacred peak of Mount Fuji stretching to the rising sun, neither Father Amazon nor Mother Mississippi, who without favor nurtures all creatures in their depths and on their shores. These are not the only wonders of the world. When we come to it, we, this people, on this minuscule globe, who reach daily for the bomb, the blade, and the dagger, yet who petition in the dark for tokens of peace. We, this people on this moat of manner, in whose mouths abide cankerous words which challenge our very existence, yet out of these same mouths can come songs of such exquisite sweetness that the heart falters in the labor and the body is quieted in awe. We, this people, on the small and drifting planet, whose hands can strike with such abandon that in a twinkling, life is sapped from the living. Yet those same hands can touch with such healing, irresistible tenderness that the haughty neck is happy to bow, and the proud back is glad to bend. Out of such chaos, of such contradiction, we learn that we are neither devils nor divines. When we come to it, we, this people on this wayward floating body, created on this earth, of this earth, have the power to fashion for this earth a climate where every man and every woman can live freely without sanctimonious piety, without crippling fear. When we come to it, we must confess that we are the possible. We are the miraculous. We are the true wonder of this world. That is when, and only when, we come to it. A song of healing. Heal us now.
Refa'enu Adonai v'nei Rapha, Hoshienu v'ni Mashiach, El karov lechol karov, HaKarov l'reyav Yisho. We pray for healing of the body. We pray for healing of the soul, for strength of flesh and mind and spirit. We pray to once again be whole. El Narifana. Oh, please heal us now. Refuat ha-nefesh, refuat ha-guf, refuat shalema. Heal us now. Heal us now. Hoshia et amecha, uvarech et nachalatecha, ureim v'naseh mar ha'olam. Misheberach avotenu, misheberach imotenu, ana Adonai Hoshiana. We pray for healing of our people. We pray for healing of the land and peace for every race and nation, every child, every woman, every man. El Narifana. Oh, please heal us now. Refuat ha-nefesh, refuat ha-guf, refuat shalema. Heal us now. Heal us now. Heal us now.
May we indeed be blessed with healing. The words of our tradition, the words of Ma'ariv Aravim, if you're following along in your prayer books, page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way in which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. The following page, the words of Ahavat Olam. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. Rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. We turn together to the words of the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
We turn now to the words of the Mi Chamocha prayer.
I have invited Stephen Pinsky to share with us this prayer.
Can you hear me?
Thank you, Steve, for leading us in Mi Chamocha. Thank you, Wilson, for joining him and accompanying him. We appreciate that. A meditation from our prayer book before the Cantor shares with us a contemporary song. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood on Mount Sinai, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. There is a better place, a promised land. That the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. There is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. The contemporary song, Get Together.
Love is but the song we sing, fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains dream, or make the angels cry. No, the dove is on the wing, and you need not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try and love one another right now. Some will come and some will go, we will surely pass. When the one who left us here returns us for us at last, we are but a moment's light, fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try and love one another right now. If you hear the song I sing, you must understand. You hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both, and it's there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try and love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try and love one another right now.
Amen. The words of our tradition, again, the words of the Hashki Venu prayer, they can be found on page 42 if you're following along in the prayer book.
Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim.
Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up our guardian to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. We turn now to the Amidah, central prayer that I'm going to invite everyone to pray silently. We'll begin together, of course, with the opening line as we pray that God may open up our lips and our hearts, that we may declare God's praise. And I'll put the words of the Amidah on the screen before you, but I also invite you to share with us things that you are thankful for from this past week, so that we can all fill our hearts with thanks, because that is the central idea of this prayer, that we offer thanks and remind ourselves about what we are grateful for. The Amidah.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agit tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory.
I'm grateful for my husband and my son and my family.
We turn now to the words of Shalom Rav as we thank God for the gift of peace.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam.
We turn now, as we always do, to the Mishaberach prayer for healing. And I invite you, as we have done since we've been gathering here on Zoom, to share with us in the chat function those names of members of your family or friends who you'd like all of us to think about as we pray this prayer of healing. So feel free to share their names with everyone here using the chat function. On behalf of the congregation, I add these names: Sam Case, Lila Nathanson, Alan Ramirez, Leon Nessis, Sawyer Weiss, Judy Moomjane, Joseph LaRosa, Julie Tamron, Charles Perez, Roy Horowitz, Mark Richter, Arthur Siegel, Robert Burke, Vivian Rebald, Helen Griffin, Reva Razel, Sarah Graham, Nancy Rose, Yehuda Yanka, and Walter Bellos. We turn to the words of the Mishaberach that can be found on page 253 if you're following along in the prayer book.
Visheberach Avotenu Mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Visheberach imotenu Mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May all those we named, as well as those names we shared with each other using the chat here, be blessed with refuah shlema. We also, of course, pray for refuah shlema for all those who are afflicted by the coronavirus. We offer now prayer for our country. God of holiness, we hear your message. Justice, justice you shall pursue. God of freedom, we hear your charge. Proclaim liberty throughout the land. Inspire us through your teachings and commandments to love and uphold our precious democracy. Let every citizen take responsibility for the rights and freedoms we cherish. Let each of us be an advocate for justice, an activist for liberty, a defender of dignity. Let us champion the values that make our nation a haven for the persecuted, a beacon of hope among the nations. We pray for courage and conscience as we aim to support our country's highest values and aspirations, the hard-won rights that define us as a people, the responsibilities that they entail. We pray for all who serve our country with selfless devotion, in peace and in war, from fields of battle to clinics and classrooms, from the government to the grassroots, all those whose noble deeds and sacrifice benefit our nation and our world. We are grateful for the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that our founders attributed to you, our Creator. We pray for their wisdom and moral strength, that we may be guardians of these rights for ourselves and for the sake of all people, now and forever. And let us say, Amen. A few words of Torah. It is very easy to stand in judgment of others. In fact, I do it all the time. It is far more challenging to try to understand someone else's anger and pain. And it is extraordinarily more difficult to stand in judgment of ourselves. This, of course, is the path I wish to follow this evening. On this Shabbat, I wish not to judge the anger, but instead understand the rage. If I begin with the premise that these are my fellow Americans and that we are bound together in this wondrous project of building a more just and compassionate society, then I must listen rather than judge. I must hear rather than shout. And so, given these past week's events, spurred by the killing of George Floyd, I turn to the place I traveled this past summer, to Bryan Stevenson's Legacy Museum, aptly subtitled From Enslavement to Mass Incarceration. And I thought, let me share a brief video. This is a 4-minute video by Bryan Stevenson that I hope will help us to understand the rage.
I don't think slavery ended in 1865. I think it just evolved.
So this will be the entrance to the museum, and people will be directed over into this corner, which will be where we replicate a slave warehouse. And it'll go from slavery to lynching, to segregation, to mass incarceration.
Why does the United States have the highest rate of incarceration in the world? Why are there 6 million people on probation or parole? Why is it true that today 1 in 3 Black male babies born in this country is expected to go to jail or prison? There is a line from slavery through racial terrorism, through segregation, that is evident in what we see in our criminal justice system today. I'm persuaded that we really won't eliminate the problems of discrimination in the criminal justice system, in the education system, in the employment system, until we change the narrative of racial difference that we have all accepted. I believe that at the end of the 1960s, when we passed the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act, we should have committed to a process of truth and reconciliation, but we didn't do that. If you go to South Africa, you are not allowed to spend time in that country without confronting the history and the legacy of apartheid. If you go to Germany, you'll see a nation that has confronted the legacy of the Holocaust. In this country, we do the opposite. And I think that has to change. I think we have to be more honest. This exhibit has been created by jars with the names of lynching victims. Sometimes multiple people would be lynched at the same time. So this was an incident where 5 people were lynched all at the same time in Carrollton, Alabama, including a married couple. Well, most people don't understand that lynching was racial terrorism because it wasn't just the people who were victimized, it was the entire community. These acts of humiliation and degradation created this desensitizing to victimization. We are indifferent to evidence of bias and discrimination. We are indifferent to innocent people being wrongly condemned on death row for 30 years. I think there's a historical root to that silence. My light bulb moment, it was only 8 or 9 years ago when I went to Africa for the first time. This young attorney met me at the airport and he took me to the ocean. She said, I wanted to bring you here to say something to you. And this lawyer turned to me and he said, I just want to say I'm sorry because this is where we lost you. And all of a sudden, my just thinking about history shifted. When I came back to Montgomery, the walk I make all the time down this street felt different. I was thinking about being on the other side of that injury, of that violence, of that abuse. I did begin to think about the ways in which we have to change our understanding of this story. And that's why we're creating a museum. That's why we have to have truth and reconciliation in this country.
We work here, we pay taxes here, we go to school here, we contribute to this country, and we are what makes this country great. Thank you for having me here.
I think in some ways, Brian Stevenson is right. We have not really contended with our own history. We stand in judgment of other nations and other peoples, but we have not yet come to terms with our own troubled history and our own tortured circumstances. And this past summer, when I walked the streets of Montgomery, Alabama, and ventured past the storefronts that were once the hub of the American slave trade, I thought, here in America, human beings were unloaded as cargo from ships at these very docks and then sold as slaves. I do not think we have reckoned with that fact. More often than not, we here have dismissed this as something that happened there, down there in the South, but not here in the enlightened North. But this is the United States. And I have come to believe that while we here may not have traded in human beings, We traded in sentiments that allowed racism to flourish. We never really had an accounting of this history or the perpetuation of some of these attitudes. If I wish to truly understand the anger of my brethren, I must listen. I must also turn inward and examine my failings and look at my attitudes and exile my biases. This week, when we open the Torah, we learn that it urges us to confess our guilt. I wish that we might turn inward and see what it is that we need to repair. We can only fix the world if we first fix ourselves. And then when we continue to read, we find that the Torah further admonishes us that after recognizing our wrongs and confessing our guilt, we must bring a sacrifice. It is called the Ram of Expiation. And so on this Shabbat, I conclude with a question. What are we willing to sacrifice? What are we prepared to give up in order to right these wrongs once and for all? If the Torah is right, we cannot truly make amends without sacrifice. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May it be God's will.
It takes all the fun out of like.
We turn now to the words of the Kaddish as we remember those whose yortzites we recall on this Shabbat. On this Shabbat, we recall the memories of Nettie Holtzman, the mother of Steve Holtzman, Larry Bard, the brother of Erwin Bard, Barbara Balak, the mother of Merrill Bolnick, Herbert Siegel, the father of Susan Katz, Sidney Gale, the father of Ginny Kunkin, Doris Newberger, the mother-in-law of Andrea Newberger, Gabriel Cohn, the father of Renee Virch. We also mark the Shloshim period of mourning for Larry Fitzer, the cousin of Rachel Heller, and Bernice Granite, the grandmother of Cheryl Segal. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. We pause and reflect on the memories of our loved ones before turning to the words of the mourner's Kaddish. The mourner's Kaddish can be found on the screen before you. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, v'yalma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayachon v'yom echon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'galav izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevrach le'olam omei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei. V'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shmei dekudesha b'richu. La'ela minka berchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Damiran b'yama v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav. Huya aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, amen.
Oseh shalom imromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Turning from that note of sadness to one of joy, we turn now to the Shabbat Kiddush. We are very excited and pleased that Emma Virch will lead her congregation in the Shabbat Kiddush. We're also very pleased that Emma will have her bat mitzvah tomorrow morning as scheduled. And so we are looking forward to that day. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing people in person on tomorrow morning for Shabbat. So Emma, Shabbat Kiddush, can you unmute yourself?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu l'shabbat kadsho ve'ahava uvratzon ki milanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit Yom Tehillah Lemikra E Kodesh Teher Litziat Mitzrayim Kivanu Baharta Le'otanu Kidashta Mikol Desha Kasha Ve'ahava Uvratzon Kinalta Baruch atah Adonai Mikra HaShabbat.
Amen and l'chaim. L'chaim. Well done, Emma. Just a few announcements of upcoming programs and events before we turn to our concluding song and prayer. Tomorrow evening, we'll gather for Havdalah at 7 o'clock. And following our Havdalah prayers and blessings, we have a wonderful concert planned, a Broadway sort of concert with Dan Garman. And so we very much look forward to that. Please join us, same Zoom channel, so to speak, as every Saturday night, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Also, Monday morning, my weekly morning musings at 9 a.m., Facebook and YouTube. You can find those on at 9 o'clock. You can listen to them live, or if you like to sleep a little later, you can watch them a little bit later. Just a 15-minute spiritual kickstart to the week is how it's intended. This coming week, I'm going to, again, talk with my brother, Rabbi Michael Moskowitz, and we're going to talk about our visions of social justice. On Tuesday at 1 o'clock, Torah study, the Parshat HaShavua, the Torah portion of the week we'll have our conversation 1 o'clock on Tuesday. Just a note, the Cantor is regularly scheduled Thursday morning meditation and yoga. This week, we have to skip a week because we, of course, have another bat mitzvah. We're very excited. We are now able to celebrate many of the B'nai Mitzvah that have been postponed in the past months. So we're looking forward to that. So Cantor will pick up with you again the following Thursday, but take this week off, or even better yet, practice yoga on your own for this coming Thursday morning. She's taught you much, I know, in the past weeks, so you can handle it, I think. So we turn now to our concluding song and prayer. Page 321, if you're following along in the prayer book. Adon Olam, I'll also put the words in the screen in front of you.
Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Le'ernasa, B'chevso Kol, Hazai Melech Shemo Nikra, V'yacharei Kichlot HaKol, Leva לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא וחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא וחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה בתפארה והוא היה והוא הווה בתפארה והוא אחד ואין שני להמשילו להכבירה ולראשית ולתכלית ולא העוז והמשרה והוא אלי וחי גואלי וצור חבלי וצרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום אקרא בידו אף כי רוחי והייתי שם ויהירה ועם רוחי גביעתי אדוני לי ולא יירא אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא וחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא וחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה בתפארה והוא היה והוא הווה בתפארה והוא היה והוא הווה בתפארה והוא היה והוא הווה בתפארה.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.